You underestimate the power of the dark side. Indeed, you are powerful, as the Emperor has foreseen. Give yourself to the dark side.
Good evening, and welcome to The Road to 40. I'm Jason Oliveira. I'm your host, as I have been the last 293. This is 294 nights. I apologize I didn't get last night's episode finished or up in time. It's just been long, stressful days with all this snow going on. It's tough. That's what I kind of want to talk about tonight. I feel like I've become a very anxious person. Like I don't like being anxious, but sometimes I just want to do things. Like I can't just sit still for too long, which I don't think is a terrible thing to have, but I'm sure there's something I'm eating or drinking that's related to it that's giving me these symptoms. Anywho, today it was one of the worst days it could happen though. We had snow coming down like crazy, which eventually turned into ice. Now, I dug out my car, my friends back home in Massachusetts are going to be like, you don't know the meaning of dugout. They had a rough year this year, but we got hit by 2 storms in a row. That hardly ever happens here in Lynchburg. So even though we've only got maybe 1.5 feet on the ground at most in some spots, it's tough. Today it started to die down a little bit, so I thought, no, before it died down, I thought, you know what? A big truck just went up our road, a big electric company truck. So I thought I should use the divots to get up the road now. So went out, got the car out, got to the top of the road, and now we live right near the biggest hospital in the area, Lynchburg General Hospital. And our road was horrendous. Like, not our road, the dead end Clifton Street, but Langhorne. Langhorne was a nightmare. I've never seen it that bad before. I was like, you got to be kidding me. Like, they've done nothing. So I went down the road a little bit just to see if it evened out a little bit, like closer to like the Farm Basket or other dissecting roads. And no. And even that was a bad idea. Now, I've driven in snow and ice and just the horrible storms. I was going to put a robe on tonight, and I left it on that chair. I'm already getting... Well, these lights are a little bit of a help. Yeah, there's definitely some heat coming off of those things. I turned around, and I had to come back up a hill, and I only have 2-wheel drive. I don't have 4-wheel drive. I was really taking a risk going out there, but... Thankfully, I got home safely, but it was bad. It was really bad. The worst I've ever seen in Lynchburg. And I've seen worse snow than this, but the streets have always been well maintained. Nobody was prepared for this. I think we were out of rock salt or something, which is also great to make ice cream. I had a bag of rock salt at home that said that. I think the one at my work says that too. I don't understand it exactly. I'm sure there's some old 1940s way of making ice cream that way. I just don't know about. I have discovered something though. Now, I'm not the biggest camera guy in the world. I've been looking at the Sony the Alpha A6000 because I know where I can get it cheap. Hopefully it's still there. But I noticed that this tripod has got a handle so you can carry it horizontal as well as vertical. It's got levels on it and a flip-out clip mount, which I don't have any cameras that take that. So I guess you have to get an adapter for your camera so it'll clip into that, which makes more sense. It's way easier. Like, this is a pain in the ass. When I have to screw this on, screw it out, I guess I don't really have to do that. I just choose to do that. Just because I don't want it to, like, snap off in the mount or something like that. So, anywho, yeah, I'm still kind of looking at the camera. I like to wait until Sundays before I make any major decisions. Why? Because it's a day of advertisements. That's right. Whatever's going to be on sale all week comes out tomorrow. I'll know. So if there's a camera that I'm very interested in other than that one that goes on sale, I might say, hey, it's been nice, but my intentions all along were this. When I get this extension and I'm able to push that back, I think this is going to be a lot of fun. I think this room is going to be perfect size for filming. I can set the camera up on the other side of the room. The only thing is I'm going to have to record to the computer independently of recording to the camera. And I hope it's real time, both sides of the fence. Unless I get a... no, I couldn't. There's no way I can do it. Because I'm going to have to add all audio in post so that I can run 4 microphones, whether it be clip microphones or stand-up microphones, or to infinity directional mics or something like that, just so I can get everybody on there. And I'd like to run it through a decent mixer that I can clean up the sound a little bit, make it sound a little bit better. I've always enjoyed tweaking sound anyway, video and audio. So it's one of my things. One of the things I like to do. Draw and sing, play guitar and write music, and it's tough. Wish I was getting paid for doing one of those things. Graphic design, I don't care, just one of them, so I could have time to do more of the other things. Really want to paint. I've seen a few friends painting online and I've been like, I'd like to try that out. 2 or 3 of them. Really good artists. I have a lot of good artist friends. I'm lucky in that regard. Anywho, so I turned around. I finally did get back down our street. I was white knuckling it on the way home, a little shaky. And so I waited a little bit longer. I thought, you know what, this is going to stop. So when it finally stopped snowing pretty much, I went out again. I was able to get up the road. It was a little harder this time because no one had tried yet. And I have a real shitty car, as you know. But I made it to the top of the street. And Langhorne looked a little bit better. All it looked was like more people had driven on it. It was more slushy now. So I thought, you know what, I really want to get this paint because I'd like to paint this room and put up the new curtains before next weekend, and just do a few things. So went out and it sucked. It was horrible. Like, the roads that I normally take, I took anyway, just to see the worst of it pretty much, because I like back roads. I prefer them to highway, so I take as little highway as possible until I have to take highway. Now the highway, so I struggled literally. It took me what would normally take me 10 minutes to drive if I took the same route. Took me probably about 25 minutes today, just to get to the highway. So I get to the highway and the road, and it didn't look much better. I couldn't do more than 30 on the highway. I couldn't comfortably do more than 30 on the highway. And thankfully I was getting off at the very first exit. So that exit's even worse than the highway. The road leading to Home Depot was okay. It wasn't too bad. So I got there, got down there, and I thought, this is a huge hill. This is going to be murder getting up. It was. Spoiler alert. So I get all the things I need to get. Carol then calls or texts and asks me to get some kind of paint to cover this unit we have out. It keeps all our homeschool stuff on there and some games and so on and such. So, but I wasn't sure what to get. So I thought, you know what? I want to get curtains anyway, so I'm going to stop by Walmart, see what they got. Oh my God, the curtains we got. They moved me. I've never spent this much for curtains before. It's not actually as much as you would think. It could be a lot more because curtains can get expensive. But I spent over $40 on 4 panels today. I don't normally do that. Like, normally it's about $24 for 2 windows for me. I know that's kind of cheap, but well, you gotta cut corners somewhere, man, and you can get cheap curtains. They're sheer gray with black tree patterns coming up, like, well, trees and branches intersecting to the top, but like it thins out as it goes. That, like, if we could have our house all like wood ceilings, wood floors, and stone walls and stuff. Oh, maybe not stone walls, but you know what I mean. Like a little hobbit house. It's a beautiful thing. Yeah, I think I could live in the where do those goddamn hobbits live? Always wasting my time. The hobbits. The Shire. That's a beautiful name for anything. The Shire. Shire. Sir. Yeah, this tripod. Last thing, I promise. It's got a really cool handle so you can carry it horizontally, but if you carry it vertically, it's got a hook on the bottom, and I realize that's for adding a counterweight. It's like a Steadicam. It's not going to be great as having like a nice gimbal. God, what I wouldn't give for a nice gimbal. I'd rather get a nice tripod that does a decent job. I don't know. It's sad that everything's about money. Money, money, money. Money makes the world go round, and people just want more and more of it. If you don't have it, you have to do everything you can to get more of it, so you can be a better person, so you can pay your bills on time. I guess that's a good one, but you know what I'm saying. Anyway, Did I finish my story about driving? I did not. Jeez, Lord Christ. Okay, so I get to Home Depot. I get the paint. Oh, they were so spectacular, the people there. I have to leave a review for them, and I want to call the manager and just recommend everybody I talked to. Everyone was very polite and nice and felt like a family almost in a way, like a small business type deal. And everybody was willing to help, but nobody was pushy. And if they didn't need to help people, they hung out and talked. It was just one of those days, too. I'm sure on a regular day they can't do stuff like that, but I had such a good time getting the paint. I texted myself their names. I'm gonna give them a shout out on here. I can't remember. It doesn't matter. Jin, I think, was one of them, and I can't remember the other one. Nice people. Helped me out. I got there, left there, and the highway was perfect on the way back. I got all the way to Walmart in like less than 10 minutes. Walmart parking lot was horrible. I was at Walmart for a long time because these panels that I liked, I found the first 2 right away. I was like, this is it. I don't care. If I can find 4 of these, this is what I'm getting. I'm not going to think about how much they cost for once. I'm just going to get these nice curtains. So got them. I was at Walmart a lot longer than I thought. When I came out, it was dark, so I had to have been out and about 2.5 hours. I can't even remember when I left, but it was still light out. So coming back, it was so much worse. Like, and I'm only normally about 5 minutes from Walmart, maybe about 8-9 minutes from Walmart from my house. And I hate using Walmart as a reference point, by the way. So feel free to smack me around or whatever. There's no way I can get home without facing a hill, up or down. I know one way I only have to face one hill, very short up and way down though, and it's like that toss up. Do you go 5 miles out of your way just to avoid the hills, or do you find the least amount of hills? So in Lynchburg there's a lot of hills. So I got to the road where it's an immediate right hand turn and up, and it's like, do I power up for this? Or do we hold back a little bit just in case somebody's coming one way or another? Because you can't see, and if you want to do this, it's an art form sometimes, driving, in my mind at least. So I made the cut, I get to the top of the hill finally. I'm staggering up the hill, and I finally get to the top of the hill, and then I see lights coming down, and they're going to be coming back up. I'm like, I don't want to deal with somebody who's got 4-wheel drive because they're real jerks. Not all of them, don't get me wrong. If you got 4-wheel drive, you might be the most wonderful person. However, they have a little bit of a right to be angry. I mean, if you don't have 4-wheel drive and you're leaving the house, then then you better stay up with everybody. And I do my best. I mean, I grew up in it, so I'm a little bit more familiar with it. I still don't like driving in it. It's needless to say, my 5-minute drive probably turned into a 10-minute drive, which isn't terrible. But the hill that comes down, the really steep one, the big steep one, I had no problems all the way from top to bottom. However, there was somebody almost completely on my ass the whole time, and I'm like, well, I don't know what to tell you. You're either going to hit me because you're an asshole, or you're going to slow down. So by the time I get to the bottom of the hill and back onto Langhorne and off to Clifton, I was just shaking. My heart was pounding. I was shaking. I could tell, like, my body wasn't liking how I was feeling at the time. Like, I was that nervous, and it hasn't been like that in a long time to drive and feel like that. So I got home, and I just walked in the house, and I felt like I've had one out-of-body experience in my life, the bowling alley. I think I may have told you about it. If I haven't, remind me down in the comments below. Where I saw myself I knew I wasn't where I should be. Like, I was experiencing things that I had no right experiencing because I didn't belong there. Like, it wasn't anything bad. I just went down the bowling alley and listened to other people's conversations, whatever. Like, and I can't explain it. Maybe it was a dream, because I hate... I don't know. It's not like I detest the supernatural anymore, but, like, it's just, I don't know if I believe in anything like that. I've experienced a few things I can't explain, but I've talked about that enough. I'm going to stop this just in case it's not working, too, because this is only the second night going this route, but I'm really impressed with the quality of this. I watched it, and if I could just get a little bit more of a mastery over Premiere, I think I can make a nice quality looking picture. The footage that I'm getting is great, but I'm noticing like lights are really making all the yellows come out over here, and we got green walls. So hopefully by doing contrasting walls or something, it might do something. And I thought I could always build like a bookcase in the corner here and actually make that the back and put a desk in front of me. Which would be nice. I could do it if I minimalized everything. Well, I've been trying to do that anyway. Alright, enough. Enough's enough. Let me take a sip before we start our outro here tonight, friends. If you don't need to drive and it's bad out there, you shouldn't drive. I shouldn't have gone out there today. I risked getting into an accident, hurting somebody. There's a lot of people just walking in the middle of the road, and I'm coming up to them. I'm like, if I hit my brakes right now, I'm going to slide, and I could slide into them. And I'm like, I don't want to beep and scare them, but they need to get the fuck out of the way. Like, they must hear me coming. Like, move. You're risking all our safety by continuing. Whatever. Thank you guys for always coming back. It means the world to me. I hope you guys are safe and sound and warm wherever you are and enjoying life. If you're loving watching them as much as I'm loving making them, please subscribe and pass them along to anybody who you might know who might like watching them as well. Follow me on the social media. Yeah, it would still be over here. I was just looking at it, I was thinking, am I going to point the right way? If you'd like to, keep up to date with what's going on. Facebook today, like I threw out a bunch of stuff there. My Twitter stuff is very few and far between, but this goes out on there every day, and it's nice because I see people sharing it out on Twitter, and I'm like, I don't know any of these people. So I go, and I try to friend them if they seem like nice and honorable folk. Don't forget to make someone smile tomorrow. Make a perfect stranger laugh, and you have made the world a better place. Make yourself a better person tomorrow than you were today tomorrow. Let's make the world spin a little bit happier. Let's sing and dance as one in the sun, the rain, the snow, no matter the conditions. Let's just try to bring as much happiness into the world as we can. Don't let your inner child die. Love every moment of life because you never know when it's going to be all over. And I don't mean to scare people by saying that. I mean, I know I've gone over this enough, but if you're a first-time watcher, I feel like I have to say something. That's why I repeat myself a lot, too. I mean, most of you guys are probably sick of me hearing me say all of this over and over and over again. But you never know. Maybe long after I'm dead, my message will live on through the interwebs. Live in love, not in fear. Take care of yourselves, take care of one another, and take care of those of you around you. Take care of those around you who can't take care of themselves. They need it a lot, and they could use a little help. Maybe they just need a winter jacket. Maybe they need a buck. Maybe they need a coffee. Maybe they just need a shoulder. Be that person for them, if you can be. I'm Jason Oliver. This is Road 40. This is episode 294. It's going to be nice. We're going to end on 300. And I like that. That's a nice round number for me. All right. You guys take care, and I'll see you guys a little bit further on down the road to 40. Hey, if you got a suggestion on where I should throw Dr. Carl Mitchin, maybe here? Maybe over here? Maybe build him a little mansion or something? I don't know. All right. I'll see you guys later on. Take care.